All right, we're going to be watching Pete, who is a gold 2 DPS. This is on PC, and they are also queued with their tank Riven. If anyone's curious where I've been, Diablo 4 released, and first Diablo I played in quite a while, 13 years or whatever, and I'm up to level 81 as a barbarian doing a bleed build. If anyone's curious, I definitely will be coming back to Overwatch, just taking a nice break to play some other games. Okay, cool. So this is actually going to be a pretty one-sided game. They're going to push all the way on offense and then full hold them on first point defense. But I still think there's obviously a lot that we can talk about in terms of how to improve. So as an overall themes, I think that you are too aggressive. And you're not playing around your cooldowns well, right? In terms of changing your behavior, like you do the same thing regardless of whether or not you have, for example, Wraith Form available. And I would say that your ultimate choices are also a little questionable, and I'm not sure that you totally have a good feel or understanding of the way damage fall-off works in this game. So we're going to start off initially. Sigma's going to get a pick right away, which is great. You're looking for an opportunity to go high ground. I think this is fine. I personally would just go out main so I could see what's going on, but I think this is actually okay, right? I think taking high ground is good, right? I think that's a good thing to start. You have control of high ground. You're going to be right above them. You're going to be able to push on top of them. This is a really, really good, strong position. The problem here is the timing. So your team is still pushing the cart. You see that a lot of, 3 people are still way back. They're around this corner, so they will not be able to help you. So you're going to run over here, and you're going to get super excited because you're in the back line. Now, this is great. Being in the back line is obviously excellent, but the problem is you're going to be dropping into 4 people here where only your Sigma and your Genji are able to help you. You see that, again, the 2 supports are really, really far away. Now, granted, they should be up. There's no reason for the Ana to not already be here, but you should have looked back after the teleport and been like, oh, my supports are really far away, and maybe just chilled here, right? And just played up here, shot, right? Retreated, because that way you can play safe. The second you drop, you're very committed, at which point the only way that you can get out of that fight is to use Wraith Form, which is not great, because using Wraith Form means you can't do anything for the next roughly 15 seconds, right? You have to Wraith out, get healed, then set up again, and then attack. So it's quite a long period where you can't add any pressure when you use your Wraith Form. So you can drop into them. Just a note about aim. So aim's going to be a little bit of a problem for you. It's not like a huge problem, but I do think that you're probably capped to somewhere. I mean, you're gold 2 right now. You're probably capped to somewhere in platinum without significant improvements to your aim, right? Which is still, 4 or 5 more ranks than you are right now for sure. But like these are relatively easy shots as you're dropping right now. So you're dropping. So you missed that one. You missed 2 completely. Then you mostly missed the 3rd one. And then the 4th one is finally on target, right? So of 4 shots, and the first shots are the most important ones because they're not dodging, right? They don't know that you're there. You have the benefit of surprise. Those are the ones that you really need to hit. When they're actively dodging, missing is okay. But when they're not dodging, you really need to hit those shots. So out of 4 shots, you hit 20% of it. Like it's not great, right? 20-ish. So that's the kind of thing that you should try to work on cleaning up. Anyway, you're in the backline right now, obviously super extended. If we just look at your situation, again, you're fighting 3 people right now. Reese is holding back the rest of the team. Your team is not able to assist you at all. This is a bad position for you to be in. And you could have avoided this by simply playing high ground and shooting down and potentially forcing Suzu here or Ice Block without even needing to drop. Then wait for your team to turn the corner, right? Push up here, and then you can drop with the rest of your team. But you're here now. Also, Moira is in the center of your screen right now. Right? Literally dead center in your screen, and it doesn't appear that you notice this because this would have been a huge shot. So Reaper does like 108 damage per shot. You can actually one-tap a 200 health hero to the head. It's extremely unlikely that you would do that, but you can definitely reliably 2-shot 200 health heroes at point blank. So you could have 2-shot this Moira or 1-shot and forced Fate, either one, which would have been great, but you just don't notice her and keep shooting at this Kiriko. So let's look at how much damage you're doing to the Kiriko, right? You see that did like 10 damage to the Kiriko maybe, and then the second shot maybe another 10 damage. Like let's look at it from Kiriko's perspective, okay? So we're gonna go here. You're gonna drop. All right. So you've done 90 damage. Okay, great. So she's gonna Suzu, and now at this point she's at 130, 140, 143. Okay, too far. Very precise timing. All right, drops down. All right, so she's going up to 132, 135, 143. Okay, great. So this is the peak of her healing. Like she's no longer being healed at this point in time. So look at the distance that you are from her. So this distance is roughly 15 meters, give or take. So at 15 meters, let's look how much damage you do to this Kiriko. First shot, you do 17 damage to her, no, 19 damage to her, right? 143 to 124, 19 damage to her. Next shot, you do, oh, she's getting passively healed by Moira, right? Next shot, you do, I think it was like something like 20-ish damage. So 19, 20 damage at this range. I think that's pretty fair, right? Even with perfect accuracy here, you're not doing more than like 25, 30 damage per shot. You would have to shoot all 8 shots with near perfect accuracy, and she doesn't use any healing abilities, and nobody heals her, and she doesn't teleport away to kill her at this range. Versus, so remember at this range, right? At this range, you're doing 30-ish damage per second. Okay? At this range, you're doing like 70 damage a second, right? Like literally over double that. At this range, you're doing like 85, 90 damage a second, and at this range, you're doing over like 120, even because you're getting headshots, right? At this one, you're doing like 120, 140 damage a second. So that should be your perspective: is get as close as you can to enemies. Playing at this distance is not good for your damage fall off, right? Because damage decreases over distance, and because you have shotguns, the pellets spread. So much of your shotgun is going to miss the target. If we actually watch the pellet spread, right? So you see how much of the pellets, like what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pellets missed this Kiriko. And obviously your aim isn't dead on here either, but even if your aim was dead on, like a lot of it is going to miss her because of the way the shotgun spread works. You just need to get much closer than you expect to shoot her if the Kiriko was your target. But again, you should have been shooting the Moira here. This distance, you can two-shot the Moira, or shooting the Mei, who you could definitely force block out of, even being healed. Reaper does nuts damage. Reaper is the highest damage per second hero in the game, besides Bastion. Is that correct? I think so, right? 216 DPS. Like, it's actually, and it can headshot, where Bastion can't. So if you include headshots, Reaper actually is the highest damage per second, not including ultimates, right? Whole Hog does like 700, 900, some insane damage. But Reaper is the highest damage per second hero in the game if you count headshotting, right? Absolutely bonkers damage. You can kill a target that's being double pocketed by healers. It's how much damage you can do. It's not easy, but like you could theoretically do it. So again, kill people who are close to you, right? Moira, great target. Mei, good target. Kiriko, thin hitbox, far away, not a good target. So you're going to shoot here, you get super low, you're slow to pop Wraith. Getting down to the 7 health is not an accomplishment. That's not like, oh, I'm so proud I barely got away. You got way too low. You easily could have died here, right? You want to pop it probably at like 75-ish health, right? Once you're at 75, because Mei can one-shot you Icicle, I would have already been Wraithing out of there. You're going to get out, and you're going to reset. This part is good. So, right now, your tank is coming up here, right? Your team has got in a good situation. Remember, you got that pick earlier, so it's a 5-on-4. This should be an easy win. All you gotta do is calm down right now. You have 2 options. Number 1, push with the shield in your Sigma and run over the Orisa. Option 2, flank left, right? Actually, option 3 would be also teleporting back here and then putting pressure. I think all 3 of these are fine. However, you choose to just run forward. Well, I guess this part's fine with your shield, right? But at this point, when you get knocked back, you run in front of your Sigma. This part is bad. This is what's called frontlining. So even though you're a fairly brawly, I mean, your battle is brawly a TPS that there is, you should never be doing this, because unlike tanks, you don't really have any damage mitigation, and you have a relatively speaking low health. You have 250 health, right? One Mei Icicle does 150 damage to you instantly. When Kiriko Kunai does 120. So a Mei Icicle plus Kiriko Kunai instantly kills you, like faster than you can humanly react. So that's just an example of like something of one possible combination that could instantly kill you in this situation. You don't want to take these risks. So what you have to do here is you play tight to the corner, right? Fight like this, shoot anybody who turns the corner, and then your Sigma, right? And then they'll obviously back up because they don't want to be fighting you and the Sigma. They'll back up here. Your Sigma will swing wide of the corner, and that's when you get to finally turn the corner. Right now, everyone is focusing you. You see? Like all 4 people are focusing you right now because you're literally the person in front. They have to focus you. You're going to get super low, and then you're going to die. This is not something that should ever happen in this situation, especially since you actually have Wraith, I think. You get Wraith maybe just in time, or just... it's like basically the same moment. By the way, if you don't know, you can hold down the key. You can hold down Shift, for example, and pop Wraith. But I think you died like right before Wraith was available. But regardless, there's no reason for you to bend here, right? You should have let the Sigma step up, take pressure, and then you played around the Sigma's pressure, or flanked. Either one would be a perfectly good option. Or by the way, you go high ground, and also, if you went high ground here, you could push back the whole team by yourself, just staying high ground and shooting down. So you need a little more patience here, right? That this like hyper aggressive, like oh go. Like I guarantee you, if you just sat behind the cart for 3 seconds, like AFK, and then pushed in, you would have won this fight. But the fact that you go first right now, take all this damage, right? You don't have Wraith form, so you shouldn't be doing this, and then you end up dying. As a result, your team ends up losing fight because there's not enough damage there. So you're gonna go up with your team. Note right now is that you have 4 ammo. Okay, so let's see what happens to your ammo. So your Wraith out, which was fine. This is fine. You should have finished the whole Wraith because it makes you faster. So you fire 3 shots there that did nothing, right? You're way too far away from Teresa to do any damage. You reload. You fire some more shots. Again, this damage, this is like literally insignificant damage. Like this damage is not doing anything. You're at 4 shots right now. This shot is okay. It's kind of off target. You're at 3 shots, and then you teleport, despite the fact that you only have 3 ammo. So you're going to finish this teleport with only 3 shots, which is really bad, because you're going to be in the back line, so that's like when it's a very stressful moment. You want all your ammo. You should have reloaded before you did this, or just never shot at all. So you come out, Widow is right here. You surprise her. Great, right? Good tracking here. This is good aim. And you notice that you could kill her in the next shot, but you can't because you have no ammo, because you teleported with no ammo. So that's like a huge thing, is don't be teleporting with no ammo. Right? As a general rule, I would say you virtually never want to do that. You pop Wraith form here. I don't know that you actually needed this, because if you think about it, she's shooting you with a semi-auto gun. Nobody else is looking at you right now, and you're already halfway through your reload animation as it is. I would just finish the reload and kill her. If you're scoped, yeah, go ahead, Wraith form. But right now, she's still shooting at you with the, not the semi-auto, the automatic rifle. I wouldn't bother. I would just finish the reload and then keep shooting her. So now you're here. She walks into you, great. See, when they get close to you, easy kill. If she runs away from you, hard kill. You're gonna reload, look for the Moira, that's fine, right? Moira goes away, okay, that's fine, yeah. You know, it is what it is. You got the mini, good, right? Good job getting the mini. You see Kiriko to the left, and then you see the Orisa. So, interesting thing, who should you be targeting right now? You have the Moira behind you, you have the Kiriko over here, and you have the Orisa over here. As mentioned earlier, you cannot kill targets that are far away. If you shoot the Kiriko right now, you're doing like, I don't know, 5 damage a shot. Like, first shot did 3 damage, right? 14 damage, which is discorded, so it's a little misleading, right? 3 damage, 14 damage with discord, right? And then the rest of the team goes on her and she's gonna die. But like, you did nothing there to assist in that Kiriko kill. You should not be going for the Kiriko. It's just not your job that far away unless you want to teleport to her, which I would not recommend. I think that you have 2 options. Option 1 is continue to zone the Moira, right? Especially knowing that Mei is here. You could sit this corner and outduel both the Mei and the Moira. Option number 2, just burn down the Orisa. Right? Again, 216 damage per second, assuming all your pellets hit, no headshot. At this range, you just walk up to the Orisa, you will kill the Orisa by yourself in 3 shots. 1, 2, 3, dead. Right? Obviously, she's going to get healed to that, but like, that's a perspective of just how much damage you crank out. You do so much more damage than anybody else could possibly heal. You do more damage than an Ana could heal a target who is under the influence of healing grenade, which increases healing by 50%. For perspective, like, you really can't out damage like any single target healing easily if you're close enough. So you should just burn the Orisa down here, right? Just burn the Orisa down, fight's over. Alright, so you're gonna rotate back in, you go for the Moira up, notice the Kiriko's low, that's good, switch target, excellent. Right, now you're trying to just chase down, yeah, this is fine, I would Wraith right now. Yep, you come back, you get healed. Notice that the Orisa's still alive, that's the only reason why this fight is still going on. If the Orisa had died, this fight's long since over. But because the Orisa's alive, it gives them a chance to stay alive. So, you walk up here, you should notice this discord, right? So discord's a really important thing to track as you like climb ranks. Anyone with that purple orb over them is discorded, so you should be shooting the Mei right now because the extra bonus damage can kill her so fast. The Mei should be your number 1 target right now to at minimum force block if she hasn't blocked already. She has blocked, so this is a 2-shot kill right now. So you shoot, this is fine. By the way, you should jump way less. I talked about that in a lot of my other videos, but like, jumping is not a thing that like higher ranked players do. Jumping is a really bad way to dodge attacks. It actually makes you easier to hit, not harder. So you get javelined out, you should Wraith right now. Yep, that's the correct move. You should go back to your team, get healing, and regroup. Now, I know what you're doing right here is you're thinking about ulting. This is a bad idea for multiple reasons. Number 1, you have 80 health. So the second you ulti, if this soldier had Helix Rocket, he just instantly kills you, right? Or if the Orisa has Javelin, she instantly kills you. Even if she has spin, she can just spin and kill you, right? She'll spin and kill you in a little over, like about 3/4 of a second. There's so many things that will instantly kill you right now, number 1. Number 2, I don't want to pop ulti here because I'm pretty sure we're up, right? I think this is a 4-on-3, if not a 5-on-3. I don't actually know where your Genji is. Oh, your Genji's dead. So this is a 4-on-3 situation. I feel really good that we're going to win this fight already. I don't want to pop ulti here. Now, unfortunately, you pop ulti, which I think is a waste, right? Again, I think this fight would have been over regardless. But you did need nano, that's also a waste. And then Sigma's gonna flux here as well, which for sure is a waste. So that's 3 ultis that your team used, and you needed 0 of them to win this fight. Right? And again, it wouldn't have been that close if you just killed the Orisa from the very beginning. A Reaper is a tank buster. Right? Always think of that. Reaper can kill any of the tanks in the game. Right? Any of the tanks in the game for sure. It does so much damage. Alright, so over here, you're just going to be hunting down stragglers. This is good. Alright, great. So, moving to the next phase. So, over here, one quick second. Just want to confirm the replay's still going. So, over here, you think about teleporting at the top. You decide to not do it. Then you teleport over here. This is a bad teleport. So, the best teleports, as a general rule for teleport for Reaper, you don't want to teleport where they can see when you're teleporting, which this would qualify since you're teleporting like in their face, right? A. B. You don't want them to see where you're teleporting to. So you don't want to see you don't want to show them where you're teleporting from and where you're teleporting to. Those are really good pieces of advice to make your teleports better. So, for example, teleporting from here onto high ground is a decent teleport, right? Because they can't see you and they can't see above. If you're like, hey, this isn't close enough, fine. Instead of here, teleport to the left, to this doorway, right? Again, they're not going to see this. I guarantee you, no one is going to notice this teleport. Or even teleporting right here is a possibility. Right? Or like right here is a possibility. You know, you have some options here that are not, hey, let me stand in the field of fire and then teleport in front of them where they're all going to turn and this Kiriko could turn and just headshot you right away. Fortunately, your team pops all their ultis right now and it's going to work out. And I'm sure this is like one of the tough things where it's like, hey, this is, I would actually back up. This is one of the reasons why I don't like looking at wins, especially steamroll wins, is because they give you a false sense of confidence as to how well you're playing. Yes, your team won this in a one-sided match. That probably makes you feel good, right? You're like, oh, we played so well, blah, blah, blah. You played well relative to the other team, but you make a ton of mistakes. And like this kind of play, if you play against better players, will get completely shut down, right? You should have been dead even before you finished the teleport. Like right now, just doing this teleport, if I was the soldier right now, and I saw this, I helix you right away, and I shoot you, right? And it's like 3 bullets and you're dead, right? Helix, bam, 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 dead. Like right away, so fast. Faster, like you'd be shocked at how fast you would die. There's no reason for you to get away with this teleport, right? But again, like your whole team is in sync, right? They do a good job putting the pressure on, and because it's like everyone's popping, there's blade going, etc. By the way, the Genji doesn't have nano because your Anna nanoed you in the last fight, so that was a bad call by her, right? But also forced by you because you went and popped the Wraith. Go for the kills. All right, great, clean up, excellent. So moving on to the next phase. So, you're feeling the bloodthirst, right? You're like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Again, this is a bad teleport, right? You're teleporting right in front of them. They can see this teleport. You see the soldier just waiting, right? For some reason, he does not pop Helix first. If he just pops Helix first here, you die instantly, right? Right now is the timing to pop Helix, okay? As you start coming in, Helix comes, you immediately take 120 damage, and then you die instantly, right? See, if he hit you with Helix, you would be dead by now. Right? He still hasn't used Helix for some reason. Like, the soldier's literally not using his abilities. That's the reason why you're not dead right now. So, you Wraith, you go back, you're like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty tough situation. There's not a lot you can do here. But I don't agree with the teleport engagement. I don't think that you should have done this at all. I think you should have just played, like, corner here, right? Or, like, played this side. Teleporting to this side would have been very, very strong. Right, you sit here, you zone out the Mei, right here, you protect your team, you kill the Mei right now, Mei would be dead, and then maybe your Zen could have pushed the cart, and maybe you could have capped. Alright, we're gonna run it back. So we're going forwards. You see the Zen's low, good, right? You got a good kill on the Zen. Obviously, the reason why the Zen dies there is the Moira is not paying attention. Moira can easily save Zen in this situation, but she's literally doesn't notice, but that's good. You have to take advantage of mistakes like that. So you reload, you look for the Moira, she's discorded, not she's discorded anymore, discorded again. This is pretty dangerous. I think you took a lot of risks here unnecessarily. I think you just, I mean, you're kind of getting forced out by the Orisa. I think I probably would have Wraithed now, because I'm now in one-shot range from Mei, right, where she can just kill me with Icicle. I would have probably just Wraithed then. But you're going to retreat a little bit, you come back in, notice again that you're frontlining, like, where's your Sigma, right? Let your Sigma push in. You know, you don't need to be, in fact, you shouldn't be the frontliner. Also, you can hear the soldier shooting the whole time. Somebody needs to deal with the soldier. Whether it be you or someone else, that's fine. But someone needs to deal with the soldier. like, you don't have great tools with them, but you have some tools to deal with them. You can teleport high ground over here. You can teleport here. You can walk up these stairs. You got a lot of options, right? You can teleport up there. So many options to deal with the soldier, but you can't just leave the soldier in your backline like that, right? Great. Good flux. Kill it. So you hear the soldier, and then you're going to look for him right away. This is the correct, well, you don't look for him right away. You're a little slow here. So right here, I would immediately turn and look up and be like, okay, he's got to be dropping. And I'd walk out here, literally into the open, waiting for him to drop. If he doesn't drop, great. Then my team can take cover and we're safe. If he drops, I Wraith, walk into him, and then just two-shot him. Soldier damage does not increase during ultimate. That's very, very important to note. A lot of people do not realize this. His damage does not increase during ultimate. It like technically, or rather, in practice it might, because he's perfectly accurate, but in reality it doesn't really help him all that much against a lot of heroes. So for example, soldier only does 162 damage per second. You do 216. You can kill the soldier in 2 shots, right? 2 shots sometimes, 3 shots consistently. So if he drops right now, you just fade into him with full health at point blank, and you go 1, 2, dead, and that's it. And that's assuming nobody helps you, right? Probably somebody will help you, but even without help, you should easily win that 1v1. So you're a little slow coming out here, but like the overall instinct to go out and fight the soldier is right. During Visor, I think a lot of people would just run and hide. It is the correct call here to fight the soldier, right? You should be easy killing you on the soldier. All right, so we're gonna come out here. You're shooting the Pharah. So you Wraith. You keep trying to pursue this fight, even though you're going to get Wraith. Like, what's the point of Wraithing and then coming out right away? Like, you basically, you're so impatient, right? You Wraith, you still have like 2 full seconds or whatever on Wraith, right? You have plenty of time to do anything here. You come out of it almost instantly, instead of waiting for your Mercy to heal you up right away. Then you start getting hit by the Zen. You should immediately have flipped and been like, oh, let me kill the Zen, because Zen's a way easier target, and the Zen kills you. So a lot of impatience here, right? A lot of impatience. All you gotta do is just chill, right? Just chill. There's no reason, like, you can't really do anything about the Pharah. It's fine. You could just take in a corner, right? Just waited for the rest of your team to come up is not a good call. So you're coming up here. Actually, I want to watch your Wraith out. Do you use the full time? Okay, use the full time this time at least. So you're going to teleport. I would have teleported earlier. So you're teleporting onto the flank. You lost your Tracer right now, which is no good. You see that the Pharah knows that you're teleporting here, right? This rocket is coming. This rocket is mistimed. Okay? This is not the correct timing. Obviously, you're still teleporting, so you're invincible right now. Better players at higher ranks will not miss this. So the instant you come out of this, you will immediately be at 130 health because you eat a direct rocket. And then you'll be in big trouble. But this Pharah misses it because this Pharah is just not that good, because this is, you know, gold or silver or whatever it is. But these are the habits that you got to break yourself out of, right? You can't just like teleport into fights like in front of people and not expect them to kill you. Like at higher ranks, that will stop you from climbing because people will just straight up kill you. It's a huge advantage for them to know exactly where you're going to be and have you be locked in that position. So teleport aside, let's imagine you got here through some other means. I think it's all very dangerous to be ignoring the Pharah. Again, the Pharah can kill you super quickly. You're going to go up to this Orisa, and you're going to pop ulti to kill the Orisa. I don't think you realize that there's nobody else here, but I could tell when you were looking after your teleport. Right here, you turn, you see Moira, soldier inside, you know Pharah's above you to your right, so there's nobody else here. It's just the Orisa. So you are solo ulting an Orisa. What's the problem with this? Well, fun fact, do you know how much damage Death Blossom, your ultimate, does per second? 170. And as a reminder, you do 216 damage per second normally. Your ultimate actually does less damage to a single target than your regular shotguns do if you can land all of the pellets, right? Well, obviously, that's not consistent, right? If you're fighting, for example, Kiriko at 10 meters, you're not going to land 100% of the pellets, and ulting is maybe a reasonable play. But against an Orisa at point blank, you're going to do more damage just shooting her. There's no reason to pop ultimate here. This is a huge waste of ultimate. Right? It's actually not just a waste of ultimate, you actually would kill her faster if you didn't ulti. And that's like the funny thing. This actually hurts the speed at which you could have killed the Orisa, right? It would have been faster to just shoot her. And now, think about it. Now, if you still had ultimate, if you just shot this out, right, you could just shoot, you know Orisa doesn't have fortify, you can fade, come in, and then pop ulti, for example, right? But now you don't have it. You also don't fade. Right? As a reminder, you got to know breakpoints as well. So at what damage can I instantly die? Right? So at 155, I'm already really nervous because I know Pharaoh rockets do 120. But if I take any chip damage, which is what happens right now at 115, you see the rocket in the air, this instantly kills you, and you're not able to Wraith. As a general rule, if you are dying before your tank, it is almost always your mistake. I would say like 95% of the time, if you die before your tank dies, you made a mistake. You have to play around your tank. Like, that's your tank's job, is to initiate. And if you want to be if you want to be the one setting the pace, you should play tank instead. Right? Because generally speaking, DPS cannot do that because they don't have the tools to do so because of stuff like this. Alright, you're going to come out as soldier, presumably to deal with the Pharah. Pharah's coming out. So this should be a very easy kill. So Pharah's coming out of this window straight away. She's already used concussive. This should just be a typical like left-right strafe, and you just kill her right away. So let's look at your aim real quick. So you're going to go up, on target, great. You see how it goes high, then it goes left, then it goes down, then it goes right, then it's back, then it's off again, and then it snaps again, and then off again, right? So, it's funny because you pop heal station here, but heal station wouldn't have saved you to this rocket no matter what. If this rocket, even if it splashes you, it will kill you. At 23 health, you're going to die no matter what. So I would have just tried to kill the Pharaoh out. Most likely, I'm going to guess, is that your sensitivity is too high. That applies to most players, most casual players. Their sensitivity is too high. But like watching this makes me think that you struggle to control your mouse. So she's going to come out again, right? So watch, you're going to snap. So first you're short, right? Which could be a sign that either A, your sensitivity is too low, or B, you know that when you flick, it goes too far, so you're trying to compensate by under flicking. Then you go up, right? Then you can't control. See, she's starting to go left, and your mouse is way too far to the left, right? You're a whole body length to the left of her body right now. This is like not even close as a shot, right? Then you try to overcompensate by going back to the right. So thinking about it in terms of mouse cursor, right? It's like, okay, she comes out of the window. Look at my mouse cursor right now, right? She comes out of the window. You're shooting. Oh, she's going to the left. You snap too far to the left. Oh, I'm too far to the left. I snap back to the right. Oh, now I snap and I'm going to go down, right? So you go up, right? And now she starts dropping, and then you snap down, and then you snap down again. That would be my guess, right? Again, I don't know exactly what your situation is, but I would think about it that there's a good chance that your mouse sensitivity is too high, right? And obviously it would take, your aim will get worse when you switch your sensitivity, but something to think about. All right, you're applying pressure down main. There's not a lot you need to do right now. This is a pretty easy section to push. You notice that you're already pushing ahead of your Sigma, so this is a wrong call, right? Again, frontlining as a DPS, don't do this. Don't be in front of your tank as a general rule. Number one. Number two, you're popping heal station. This is not a good time to heal station. You already have a support with you. There's no reason that you need it here. You're not particularly injured. Instead, it would be a better opportunity to either take an off angle like this one, or going through here and taking this off angle, or running all the way over here. Like, if you took this off angle, you basically won this fight by yourself. Like, literally, all you do, sprint here, sprint up, sprint to the left, go over here, start fighting. Oh, they start shooting me, pop heal station. Fight. Oh, they start diving me, take the mega, fight. Oh, the whole team dives me? Okay, just run away. Right? That's what Soldier is good at. Like, you kind of just want to sit main. You personally want to sit main and just like shoot with your team. Soldier's not good at that. Soldier doesn't actually do enough damage for that to be a good idea. Cassidy is a way better option for that. Much better at doing what we would consider brawl, like just like head-to-head face-up combat. Cassidy's much better than Soldier is. Now, you might be good at Cassidy, but I'm just letting you know, like, you're not playing to your hero's strengths, right? Your Soldier has sprint, Soldier has healing station. Those are not good things for head-on fight. They're good things for like a hit-and-run, off-angle type playstyle. All right, so you're gonna rotate here and go high ground, which is good. You could have gone here a little faster just by going this way, but that's fine. You can go up here, right? So you saw the Soldier's low, right? You start to do great, excellent, yeah, good aim there, right? Kill the Soldier right away. That pick is huge, and now it should be appreciated for just kills, right? Chase for kills. Trance is forced. Okay, fine. Chase, try to get the kill. Be careful of the rockets. Again, don't jump. Should be an easy kill on the Pharah there. You really should have killed the Pharah. So you notice right now you're frontlining, right? That moment I pick out right away where they're like, hey, I can't see my tank. You are frontlining. So all this spam suddenly is hitting you instead of your tank, and that's bad. Now, I would say Soldier is in general not a good pick for this point because it's very, very close ranged. But if you're gonna play here, I would have gone left room and played this angle. This off angle, very strong. They don't have anything to easily deal with you in this situation. You can keep the Pharaoh on the ground. You can pin the whole team back to the left, which allows your team to push in and then finish them off. But playing main here is a mistake. Right? So this Helix, I know it's tough, but this really should have been a kill. So you could have jumped and then fired at the feet of the Zen and insta-kills the Zen. There's no reason for the Zen to live here. Spiders gets popped, Reese ultimate gets popped, Fair gets popped, everything gets popped. Their team over-ulted, right? They did not need that many to kill you. Once again, running down main. No reason for you to do so. You really should, yep, take the off angle. Be careful to not reveal your Sombra. Yep. So it actually would have been better for you to keep going, because like I can already tell that you're pretty close to the team. Yeah, see the soldier's very close to you. I could tell right away that you're too close to the enemy team. Because the soldier was just shooting you, you got hit by that flak. I would have just kept running this way, gotten the mega, and then turned, put heal station down, and dueled the soldier if he kept trying to fight me. You really need to fight the soldier. Like, you need to hear in your headset. Hopefully you're wearing a headset, not speakers. You hear in your right ear the footsteps and the shooting of the soldier. You need to register that this is now a duel to the death. I would stay out of the... I mean, at this point, it's too late, right? But, like, earlier I would have ran away. But at this point, I'm now committed. There's no way for me to get out of this fight. You put down heal station and you fight it out from here. Ignoring the soldier is not the right call here, because it's very easy for the soldier to kill you. All right, you look at it from his perspective. So, right, shoots the Sombra. Okay, sees you. All right, shoots you. See, you're like not even dodging him, right? This is very easy. Like, you feed him the easiest kill. And once again, notice that you're consistently dying ahead of your tank, which is really bad. You can get rezzed here. Shoot the soldier. This is fine. Yep. I think aim here could be better, but I'm sure you already know that. Yeah, Helix him in the air. Oh, you don't have Helix. Yep, and I think at this point, it's just... yeah, at this point, you just cap it. All right, looking at defense, you're going to play Sim. It's going to go super well for you. They don't really do anything to deal with you. You're going to put out turrets. In general, I put turrets somewhere where they're not the same angle as everyone else, so they don't get spammed out. So this turret, I think, is bad. This turret's okay, right? I think that putting turrets like high here, for example, or putting more turrets over here, or like tucking them into the room, like in the corner, to prevent anybody from flanking through, I think those are fine options. I think this turret is going to die very, very quickly to spam. So you're trying to farm beam. So you had 31 ammo here. 36. Yeah, I would keep zapping right now. I mean, you could do a lot of damage right now with this beam. You do not need to reload at this moment in time. But you're getting really excited because you know your beam's charged up. Now you want to like run over everybody. Again, I think a lot of your instincts synergize well with being a tank, right? If you're like Zarya, this is the right instinct to go in. But as Symmetra, you're very squishy. So you see, you're going to go in, you try to beam everybody down. Again, you're doing like a good chunk of damage, sort of, but you see how you're going to jump ahead of your tank again on the right side. Everyone's going to focus you down, and then you die. This needs to stop happening. You cannot, like, you pick up so many dead, like, you die literally more than anybody else, I think, in the whole game, because you're crazy over-aggressive and out of position consistently. You did not need to go to the right side of this cart. You could have just jumped in the cart, used this as cover, and just zapped people away this way, right? For example, and had cover, or played behind the beam, or played here, right? Or played here. You have so many options that aren't just like, hey, walk down this right side, stay really far away from cover, and then now when you need to get away, it's an easy kill for them, right? That can't be happening. All right, you can come back, start charging. This is a really bad idea. Again, as Cassidy here, can kill you in 2 shots. 1, 2. You're walking a straight line towards the cart. Like, and you're jumping, which makes it even easier, right? I cannot. One day, when you are in higher ranks, which I'm sure you'll get to, you will understand what I mean when I'm telling you how easy you are to kill right now as a Cassidy. Like, it is 90% chance I would kill you before you even touch the cart. Like, you wouldn't even get, like, you would probably get this far and my bullet would have already killed you. And that's assuming I miss one, which I don't even know that I would. Like, this is so easy for you to kill. So what should you do differently is you just need a little bit of patience, right? Play the cover here, just spam them out, right? Spam right clicks, right? Wait for your tank to come back, and then you're good. You know, especially with teleport, your tank will be back relatively quickly. Trying to push right now is really bad because, again, they should just walk into you and kill you. Like, there's nothing you can do to not die in this situation. And the Cassidy's just gonna with see, Cassie's shooting turrets instead of you, which is a common mistake. Cassie should just shoot you and just kill you and then be done with it. So at this point, you're getting super aggressive. So a note about Symmetra walls. So for sim walls, I noticed that all the walls you can put in this way are left-right, right? Like perpendicular to where you're facing. That's generally not that useful as a wall, because the problem is if they push through the wall, you're screwed, right? Then your wall doesn't do anything. But if you put the wall straight, right, in your direction, then it can be extremely effective. So for example, if you put the wall like this, right, down the side of the lane, right, going down this way, it'll cut off their team. So either all of their team need to go to the left of it, or all of their team to go to the right of it. It's very hard for them to coordinate that. If all of their team go to the left of it so they can shoot the rest of your team, you just go to the other side of the wall. You know what I mean? Like, let's think of it this way, okay? So that it's kind of clear. So if this is the road, all right, and you put it down this way, and they're all on the right side, you play on the left side of the wall. If they come to the left side of the wall, you play on the right side of the wall. And you can just bubble dance. This is called bubble dancing, right? Or shield dancing. You can just switch back and forth like this at will and just run them down. And it's extremely effective because it's almost impossible to destroy a Symmetra wall. It has way too much health. This is crazy, crazy strong. And you should watch higher level Symmetras do this. They'll almost never put walls that are perpendicular to the sim. They almost always run them straight because it gives them more options. And let's watch this play out. See, you're going to zap them. You're going to do a bunch of damage. You see how they're going to get away. You want to push right now. But you understand, hey, look, I can't go too much further because I'm going to die because it's just me right here. So you see how you play the wall. But if your wall went forwards, you could just run with the wall and chase them down and kill everyone. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Like, I'm spending a lot of time on it, but hopefully that like tip makes sense. Is if you ran this shield straight, right, especially slightly angled, which makes it harder for them to deal with versus like exactly straight down the road. If you angled it this way, you could easily play this wall the whole way, and it'd be so hard for them to deal with this. You could just kill the whole team right now. I guarantee you, if you just put the wall straight down, you would have a triple kill here, no problem. But instead, you get 0 kills here, right? Because your wall doesn't actually do that much. All it does is it buys you like 10 seconds, which is good, right? Obviously, it helps your Sigma get in position or whatever, but it doesn't do as much as it could have, which is wipe the whole team, right? This wall, again, like is fine, but it could have been way better, right? This wall is a delay wall, but if you did the wall I said, this could have been a team wipe wall. All right, wall's over. Again, you see that you're frontlining again, right? That moment. You're very lucky the Sigma wall shield came up to stop that rock, right? You're frontlining again. You have to be careful. Like you really use the max range of the beam. You don't have to be walking forwards like this. Again, walking forwards in front of everybody. Like you're playing like a tank. Consistently, you play like a tank, right? There's no reason for you to be out here. Just let your Sigma walk forwards, right? Especially with Kitsune rush up. Like they do a lot of damage, bam, 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 and then you die. You know, there's like no reason for you to die here. Right? You just play safe. Especially if you play back here, you're like, oh, look, there's a Cassie in my back line? Great, I can like play here, I can help poke him out, whatever. You know, help your supports out. Alright, you're trying to charge beam. Cassie's over here. Sojourn ulti's pop, I would like look and be like, oh shoot, what the heck's going on with the Sojourn? You're like completely ignoring the Sojourn voice line. She could easily have dropped and killed you. Right, see? Like she's just killing everyone in your backline. Like you're not looking or paying attention right now. So you could hypothetically have thrown a turret up there to mess with her. You could have right-clicked at her. You could have popped a teleporter up top, right? You could have teleported your supports out of the open. You will have a lot of options that are not just ignore the Sojourn ulti completely. Like you see, like you literally completely ignore the Sojourn. Right? Start right here. Like you're right here. Sojourn's up here, right? She has access to your backline, right? Pow, right? Kills your Torb. Right, misses the Zen. Zen's nearly dead. Really should have killed the Zen right now. Zap, 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 zap. Right? Kills the Zen. You know, like you're not necessary. Like you don't need to be the front. Your Sigma has it. Like you're fine. Like you really need to deal with the Sojourn. Right? She's already killed 2. She really should kill Mercy here. And then finally you chase her down and kill her. Right? But that's at higher ranks. That Sojourn will just kill everybody. Like you can't afford to just ignore the Sojourn like that. All right. Kill the Sigma. Great. Wait, I gotta rewind. How did this happen? Okay, so you're up here. Somehow the Cassidy and Kiriko have gotten behind your team. How did they get there? They flank all the way to the left? Oh man, okay, they flank all the way to the left. Okay, this is weird. But the second you realize that they're there, you're gonna need to deal with this. So right now, I would notice, okay, great, I would immediately wall. Yeah, see, like if you wall right there, you save everyone, you know? That's one of the rare times where I would have actually put a perpendicular wall to save everybody. But you're like, hey, look, I can get out of this, great. But I would assume that there's gonna be a support, or someone else, or anybody, or a tank even, right? That's gonna get stuck in this. Right? Just put a wall right now, cross, great, and now I just right-click him. And then what's he gonna do? This is a big mistake. Right. So now you go and challenge this. For the record, Sim versus Cassidy is not a consistently winnable challenge. The Cassidy quite often can kill you, especially since he has a Kiriko pocket, but I'm not sure that you knew that at the time, but just letting you know, this is not a fight that I would expect to win on a regular basis. But you go down, you chase the Cassidy, you kill the Kiriko. I don't think any of this was necessary. I think I would have been fine to simply just zone him out, right? Play here, then go to the other side, put turrets up, right? Just zone him out for now, because winning him versus him in the Kiriko should virtually never happen. If the Kiriko just heals him here instead of attacking you, then... Because your beam's not even charged right now. Like, literally one heal on the Cassidy, and you die, Cassidy lives. And this is a massive play. All the Kiriko had to do was heal there. So that was a big mistake on Kiriko's part. If they kill you there, they probably take the point. Because then you have a Cassidy and Kiriko in your backline, and nobody can stop them. Like, then the game's over. I think the game is effectively over right now. And once the game is over, the fight is over. So I meant they would have won the previous fight. They really should have. Another good example of a sim wall that is sideways instead of forwards, right? Again, if you put the wall like this, you could play left side, right side. You're immune to the Sigma no matter which way it goes. But now that he steps through, now you're in some danger. Now, granted, his team doesn't follow along nearly fast enough. They should have like Suzu'd or done anything really to try to save him. Oh, they used Suzu already. But just something to note is, generally speaking, straight walls better than perpendicular walls. But regardless, your team's gonna win this fight. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. So again, number one biggest note is don't face tank. All right, don't frontline. You're frontlining so much, right? All the time. You're running like way too far forwards, like being super aggressive. It's not just aggressive, but like being out of position. Like you just shouldn't be playing in that spot. Number one. Number two, you just need to die less, like a lot less, like half, if not a third, as many deaths as you are right now, easily. And if you're dying before your tank does, you are probably making a mistake. So again, one being frontlining, right, which is leading to number two, which is dying way too much, and number three, I would say that understanding the effective distance for your hero, right? What's the right distance for me to be playing? As Reaper, super close. As Symmetra, short range, right? As Soldier, medium range, right? And trying to stay in that range. Can Soldier do more damage at close range? He can, but he doesn't do so much damage that close range heroes won't beat him, right? Close range specialists will beat him at close range, so he doesn't want to have that happen. So this is something else to note. I will stop there, right? Obviously, we could talk about things like ult economy and overall thing, but I think there's a lot of stuff already. All right, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.